Series watched by millions of Americans every week. It may not be an intellectual giant, but it's huge in every other way. Characters larger than life, monsters, breasts and biceps, and for its makers, most importantly, ratings. It's made in the heart of Auckland, yet most Kiwis have never heard of it. But tonight, Hercules goes public, revealing its secrets to Anita McNaught.
C41 Delta, take 2, A and B cameras.
Okay. Set. Nice and crisp, and action.
This is the story of a time long ago.
And this is the story about a TV series made in New Zealand that's turned into a huge hit in America.
Only one man dared to challenge their power. Hercules.
It's the Lord of the Rings with muscles. It's ancient Greece with 90s jokes. It's Star Trek with chariots. It's outrating Baywatch, and it's shot in Auckland.
We wanted to do something very different with the Hercules theme.
Eric Grundemann is the producer. He had a new slant on an ancient Greek myth.
This country has an amazing array of distinctive, beautiful locations that we've been utilizing. That combined with the fact that it's more financially advantageous at this time to shoot down here because of exchange rates and tax ramifications. And also I found that there was an amazing pool of talent, not only in cast but in crew.
We need everybody on their number 2 positions,
This
please,
shows
so
the
we can
talk of
check a
American
few
syndicated
things.
television. Aside from a few producers and directors, it's almost all New Zealand made. The sets, the crew, the cast. Leading New Zealand actor Майклом Херст plays Aeolus, Hercules' sidekick.
Herc! About time.
Don't start with me.
What do you think of the show?
Hercules, I think it's a dag, I gotta say. And I think it gets better and better. I was saying to you before, we're getting better at it. We get more, sometimes it's cheesy, but the thing is, it's all done with, hey, look how cheesy this is.
Can you get me out of here?
That's the idea.
Here, be nice.
Sort of little help.
I need to look no further for swords, acrobatics, fights, American accents, heroes. It's all happening. I can do most of my own stunts, and I can learn the fights real quick. And have the kind of intensity to do it.
And you're respected for that? For the skills that you can bring?
Yeah, I am, yeah. And it's funny because, some things, and I think this might be a Kiwi thing, that we don't think about. We did an episode where I had to dive off a little jetty and wrestle with a sort of foam rubber eel. And it was really exhausting with all this woolen clobber on. And I got calls back from the States saying, my God, that's actually you in there. And I think we just don't even think twice about thinking, oh, I've got to do this, all right. Oh, yeah, I can jump up. And doing it. And it's a different ball game in the States. And they were quite, well, I think they actually like it. I think they like it that we just jump in and do it.
This is my secret sweat, the Hercules secret.
Recognize the face?
This ain't Jim Beam.
American Kevin Sorbo swapped his denims for leather and won the role of Hercules.
It's all fake.
Okay, sweetheart. He acquired a Kiwi visa, a gym pass and a fake tan, and became the superhero of antiquity. He knew the show was taking off, but the hype still floored him when he hopped over to the States a few months back.
I pull up to an intersection on Sunset Boulevard. Bus pull up next to me, and I was like, look, and all along the bus was, Hercules, Xena, it was just the whole thing. And I was like, hey, wow, it's me. That's kind of weird. I don't know how to react to it. It's we have dolls coming out in November. Excuse me?
But the dolls haven't turned out entirely as expected.
I think the dolls kind of suck, okay?
Yeah.
Next time, put our real bodies on the dolls.
They put them on the kind of stock bodies, is what they did.
They put us on Masters of the Universe bodies.
They made us the same size.
7-inch chest and 25-inch rib.
Yeah, it's kind of
Bustling biceps.
So what's the problem with that?
They're totally unrealistic.
They're too small.
I mean,
for
no,
us.
our
We'd be
show
much
is about reality, let's face it.
Really?
Meet Xena, warrior princess. The American studios liked Hercules so much, they asked for a spin-off series. Back in New Zealand, what the producers came up with was one hell of a scary woman. It's doubled the size of the production here in Auckland, and the lead role of Xena is played by Kiwi actress Lucy Lawless. It's the biggest break a New Zealand actor has ever had into American TV, from obscurity to stardom, almost overnight. This is the ultimate in employment equity. The girls get to don leather and pick fights too. How to act the part of a centaur, half man, half horse.
Amazon?
And you wonder how the casting ad read for this job. Wanted, person to twitch horse's tail. Nervous disposition would help.
You have no enemies here, Tilda.
With the menagerie of monsters and mythical creatures that appear in each episode, you need imagination and ingenuity to make it real.
If it doesn't eat us, it'll kill us with its breath.
It's the small detail that tends to make it work. You can sit back and see the big wide shot of a film crew working and it sort of looks ridiculous and you go, oh, those look pathetic, they'll never sell. But when you get that macrocosmic view right inside of what the camera's seeing, everything's working. For example, on the prosthetic horses for the centaurs, it's the tails that really sell it. They've got a wonderful flicking motion. And as the camera comes down and as they leave frame and you come past the tail, then that really sells it in the mind, sells it in the brain.
What if you do? Look, then, David, I can't do that.
If you were wondering, they film the legs of real horses later on, and computer animators do the rest back in the States. Technology works some miracles in post-production, but everyone agrees the magic ingredient is the Kiwi sense of humour.
Amazon, want to go for a ride?
Xena and Hercules wouldn't be the same shows if they were shot in America. There's theories when they first started Hercules that they started all quite serious and the scripts were taken seriously, and the Kiwis, the actors and the crew sort of sat around going, you guys are taking this seriously, this is so cheesy, you know, this is really... And everyone started spoofing it up, and then that caught on, and then they started seeing the Russians and going, hey, this is working, yeah, let's build on this and make more of it.
Sorry, Hercules, but I've got a reputation to maintain.
I'm afraid I've got to ruin it.
I think there's a certain humor that has come about by being down here. I think the Kiwis have a wonderful sense of humor and a wonderful way of laughing in the face of adversity, and certainly a lot of that has been transposed into the scripts.
And that's given it a real freshness in the United States.
I think so. I think it's certainly a very big part of why the show does look fresh and does feel fresh to American television audiences. It's different.
Few people outside the film business realize the scale of the production. More than 500 craftspeople work full-time on the productions, making the props, costumes and sets. They're encouraged to give their imaginations free rein. Everyone has an input, no idea too outlandish. The detail is amazing, bizarre, nightmarish, sometimes just plain weird. Is there a lunatic fringe working on the production?
What did they say they wanted from you when they hired you for the job?
They wanted a lot of soul.
You could say former Split Enz member Rob Gillies has a dream job.
Yeah, I have great fun on the show.
He dreams up and designs the sets and props on Hercules and Xena.
Oh, they're constantly falling through trapdoors and plunging into pits with vipers and things like that, yeah. The scripts are written a little like, everyone's a little bit like the Temple of Doom, but we have a week to get it ready.
Where do you get your inspiration from?
Everywhere.
And action is what the two shows are built on. This is the second unit filming action scenes for Hercules in yet another anonymous warehouse in the suburbs. The lead actors here are stunt doubles.
Good catch, eh? Great, really well. Working really well. Let's do one that, let's speed one up.
A crew of up to 30 stuntmen and women work on the two shows, putting together 4 major fight scenes a week.
Go, guys. Shooting, turn over.
Nothing is impossible.
Peter Bell is the stunt coordinator. He plans the fights and designs the rigs and harnesses. His job is the suspension of your disbelief.
Do we have everything we need here in this country to make these things convincing?
Well, we have virtually everything.
There they go again.
Where did you find these guys?
You guys? Yeah, well, they've been with me.
Big, mean guys.
They look good, don't they?
Yeah, they do.
They look the part.
What does it take to make a good stunt person for something like this?
Basically, for a show like this, you've got to be a good fall person. So as you see, they're taking a lot of falls. So it's not just falling over, it's your feet right up in the air, coming flat on your back, or you're doing spiral falls, or you're doing backflips and landing on your stomach. That's what makes a good fight scene. It's actually seeing a good hit, the person flying through the air and whack, hitting the ground hard. That's what people, when you see that, and you see the whole lot, and the person hitting the ground, people go, oh! They can really feel it.
Come up like and you're trying to see your way in there to get a shot at it.
This is Charlie Haskell's first chance at directing. He's worked on a lot of productions in New Zealand, but nothing like this.
Okay guys, let's do it please, shooting.
We don't do a lot of shows in New Zealand with such a major action component. The action, the special effects, a lot of the computer effects, the monsters and a lot of the animation, which is not, also we don't do much in New Zealand shows. And it's great, you know, to learn a lot of camera tricks, a lot of things that we haven't done before, and I haven't done before in New Zealand drama.
While behind the scenes, imaginations can run riot, the filming schedule is tight.
And when I get pneumonia, I'll send you the doctor's bill.
That's bracing, Kevin. That's what you need, buddy.
It was sunny and warm when they shot the first scenes on board the boat. Filming can't stop just because the temperature's dropped.
Boat rockets please, and rocking!
I think Americans are continually impressed when they come down to this part of the world, especially directors that may have shot in New York for most of their lives. The ingenuity of Kiwi crews. Also, something that's really interesting is there's no great lines of demarcation. Everyone helps each other out and goes in, and everyone scrambles in and does jobs and helps each other.
Final check, please!
The crews on here are fantastic. I mean, this show, I think, is second to none in production value. It's filmed like a major motion picture.
Let's do it! Stop raining, let's go!
You know, they didn't come down, they came down to save money. They didn't come down here to save production value. The production value down here is fantastic. I know we got the best people in the country.
Action!
The decision to make the shows in New Zealand has paid off, and producer Eric Runderman has proved the studio executives wrong.
You know, the naysayers said, you shouldn't come down to New Zealand. It's so far away from the studio. Do they really know about American television? Can you really make this kind of show for the money? You shouldn't try to do 2 action shows at once, especially in such a remote location. You'll never pull it off. And, you know, now that it's rating well, and I think that it's become a critical success as well as a financial success, I think it's, you know, it's great to sit back and realize that, you know, what we originally envisioned actually came true.
And if that isn't a fairy tale ending, what is?